And an update on the ongoing air pollution case in the National Green Tribunal. The NGT has directed the Environment Ministry to tackle the pollution in Delhi and NCR region and has asked the ministry to form a special committee. The Green Court has in fact asked for the copy of the order given for the same reason. NGT has also asked all NCR states to now submit the action plan that have been put in place to fight against air pollution. Anisha with us with further details. Over to you, Anisha.
Well, the NGT had asked all the NCR states to get together and create a joint action plan. In fact, if we remember, just a couple of weeks ago, the NGT had made it clear that these action plans must be created within a matter of days because the air pollution situation in Delhi and indeed in all of North India was extremely bad. So now today was the hearing in the air pollution matter, but the action plans were not yet filed by the state governments, which is why the NGT has directed the NCR states to expedite the process and file this. Now the Ministry of Environment and Forest of the Union Ministry has also said that it has created a special committee. It is looking into this issue, that there are the processes being put in place. So now the NGT has said that all these regional plans and the state plan must be put together so that a proper action plan to tackle the air pollution in North India can be put in place. As we can see, even today, there was a little bit of smog. There is a lot of haze because the temperatures are plummeting. The air quality in Delhi is still at unsafe levels. It is not at hazardous levels anymore, but because of the change in weather, but it is still at unsafe levels, which is why the Green Tribunal is insisting that long-term action plans must be put in place as soon as possible. Back to you.
In Delhi, we see, Anisha, all those long-term plans that were put in place ahead of the season, or the particular season in which the pollution levels rise, have really not been put in place. As you mentioned, even as of now, the pollution levels in Delhi and NCR region is still unsafe, not hazardous, but still unsafe. This calls for certain measures being taken under the graded response action plan, such as or an even scheme to be implemented, as well as other measures that need to be put in place. None of those we are really seeing have been reflected on ground, given the air pollution levels still in the unsafe zone.
Well, that is what the Green Tribunal, the Delhi High Court and the Supreme Court have been taking note of for a very long time now, that there are plans and proposals that have been shown to the court. This graded action plan, the graded response action plan that was put in place by the EPCA is there, but that kicks in when the pollution level goes beyond a certain hazard level. But what is required is a baseline program, so to make sure that even these, what is happening lately is that the pollution levels remain at an unsafe level almost throughout the year, which is what needs to be tackled, but which is why issues like transport, like public transport, road traffic jams, factories, crop burning, construction dust, all of these issues, like various sources of pollution, that is including things like thermal power plants which may be running on coal. Then there are unsafe practices such as burning of garbage and burning of leaves, and the fires that start randomly in the garbage dumps. All of these matters.
Right.
There are various issues that are sources of air pollution in North India, all of which need to be looked into, which require these long-term action plans, which are currently not being put in place. What we have at present is this graded action plan, which is basically an emergency plan that is supposed to kick in when the pollution levels go beyond the hazard.
All these points, they are, of course, being looked very closely into by the NGT, as it has now directed the Environment Ministry to form a special committee to tackle this menace of pollution in Delhi NCR region. It has also asked all the states to submit the action plan to fight against air pollution. We'll see how that pans out in the days to come. Anisha, thanks very much for the moment.